All right, guys, we are back in. Welcome to Photography Talk episode 109 in 2022. Now, guys, we have big news from Canon this week about the EOS 1DX Mark III and how it could be their last flagship DSLR camera. Now, will they phase out other DSLR cameras as well? Now, in other Canon news, recent patents filings show that they have no less than 7 new RF lenses potentially in the works, including several defocus smoothing lenses that will give you extra smooth, awesome bokeh. Now, also in today's news, we're going to chat about a new round of Nikon Z9 shipment. So if you pre-ordered one of these things, are you going to be getting it anytime soon? Well, stay tuned to find out more. But first, guys, before we dive into all this goodness for this week, if you could do me a big favor, if you find some value with this video, you'd be doing us a huge favor by hitting that like button down below. Not only does it kind of calibrate our compass and let us know that we're doing a good job, but more importantly, it tells YouTube that this video is helpful, and that really does help this channel's growth with all that other good stuff that YouTube is doing there. So if you find some value, hit that like button. We sure would appreciate it. That said, friend, let's get on to this week's headlines. Now, in a recent interview, Canon's chairman and CEO announced the 1DX Mark III will be the last flagship DSLR that the company will produce. And I don't need to tell you, this is a huge deal, but really not surprising at all. Mirrorless cameras, we just had a video talking about DSLRs versus mirrorless for 2022. And one of the things, or a few of the things that we spoke about in there, mirrorless cameras have surpassed DSLRs in popularity, production numbers, and sales. So really, the writing has been on the wall for a while that camera companies would be eventually phasing out DSLRs. Now, in this interview, Canon CEO did not mention whether entry-level or enthusiast DSLRs will continue to be developed and produced, but my guess is during the next few years, all these DSLRs are really going to be phased out. Now, the important detail here is that this phase out for the flagship DSLR, it's going to take a few years. So if you're a big 1DX Mark III fan, you still have time to get one of these things. Well, the big question, kind of piggybacking on top of this here, is when will Nikon, Canon, and some of these other camera manufacturers announce that they are discontinuing DSLR development? What do you think on this topic? Leave a comment down below. New patents filed by Canon show that they are going full steam, pedal to the metal with development for new RF lenses. Not really a big surprise, but for their EOS R ecosystem. Now, inspection of the patent documents reveals some very interesting new lenses. Now, these include a 18mm 1.8, a 20mm 1.8, a 24mm 1.8, and a 28mm, you guessed it, 1.8. Now, the patents really don't reveal anything else, like for example, if these are going to be L series lenses. My guess they aren't, based upon, well, additionally, there's new patents for 3 defocusing smoothing lenses that have been filed. And as you're going to see here, there's a 24mm 1.4L, there's a 50mm 1.4L, and of course there's a 135mm 1.4L. So these have the L in it. So my guess is if the others were intended to be L series lenses, they would have had them in there. But who knows, I could be wrong. Now, if you're unfamiliar, defocusing smoothing is a feature that is really already available in the RF 85mm 1.2L, and it is used to create better looking bokeh. Now, as I've mentioned a few times on the show here, just because something has gotten patented, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to ever make it in production. But my guess here is these lenses that we've spoken here, most, if not all of these, at some point or another during the course of the next year or two are going to end up in the RF lens lineup. Rumor has it that Nikon has more Z9 cameras that are ready to ship later on this month. Now, this is really good news for Nikon shooters. When you look at the demand for the Z9 and factor in a lot of the chip shortages that are taking place right now, both of these combined have really created this storm that is not a good thing for people wanting to get their hands on their camera, at least on the initial round of shipments. Before you get excited about this, there are some important caveats about this announcement though. First, the Z9s that ship this month are for pre-orders. Let me repeat that. These are for pre-orders that were already made. So if you ordered one of these Z9s when it first came available back in November and haven't gotten it yet, well, you might want to get friendly with your front door, because your camera might end up on there during the next couple weeks here, or find its way to your front door. You get what I'm saying. Second, there is no indication to the size of the shipment. So this shipment could be for 500 units. Hell, it could be for 5,000. We don't know. And third, we don't know where these shipments are going. So if you live in the US, there's really no guarantee that these Z9s are even going to make it to our shore. Well, that's it, guys. Let's shift gears here a little bit and talk about, before we go jumping off this video, let's talk about our current list of giveaway prizes. We have a Hazard 4 pillbox camera bag, a Haida M15 filter set, and of course the $100 Adorama gift card. As always, entering the giveaways, it's really simple. Step 1, like this video, subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chance that you have to win. So get watching some other videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on Photography Talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of our last giveaways, friend, you're still eligible to win, but as I keep saying over and over again, swing and by, say hello. We would love to see you. And friend, that is it. For complete details on the giveaway or how to register on Photography Talk or how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck. All right, before I sign off, 2 little tidbits I'm going to share with you here. If you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to photographytalk.com to sign up for a free account. Well, first off, it's free to do so, and it gives you access to literally thousands of photography related articles on the site, including news, articles about camera gear, photography tutorials, and just far, far, far more. Now, we'd love to have you part of the Photography Talk family. And while talking about that, one of the new things for 2022, as I've mentioned here I haven't mentioned it yet, or I thought I did rather. We're having a bad deja vu. We've launched a new podcast. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. Photography Talk, it just seems like it pulls itself over to a podcast. So we have a podcast version of what you've just watched. There's going to be a little bit more depth. There's going to be a little bit more information. And the cool part with this is you can now take Photography Talk, listening to it in your car, at the gym, when you're walking, if you're out in the woods, wherever you're doing. So that's the cool thing there. We should have the first episode or 2 up towards the end of this week. So give a search for that. And that's it, guys. So, well, look, it's that time of the video where I'm going to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff that is oh so valuable to the channel. If you found some value with this video, hit that like button down below. If you're currently unsubscribed, friend, we have all sorts of fun on this channel with videos just like the one that you just watched here. So consider hitting that subscribe button. And, well, to be notified about this, you might as well hit that bell, because then YouTube's going to do all the work and notify you when we come out with a new video like this. That's it, guys. I'm going to be jumping out of my studio. And so, yeah, you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.